Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Ian's Adventures with me, Ian Lawrence, here in Castleton. Very nice place indeed. But it's not Castleton we're here to see, it's Peveril Castle, which is right up there on the top of that hill, and we're going to go around the back of Peveril Castle, up the hill, and find, if you look up there right on the right hand side, if you can just see some trees, we're going to be going into those trees hopefully to find a little place where we can camp in future. I'm hoping to get myself a cup of coffee, find a camp spot, because in future we're going to be doing a camp up there in reference to it being haunted. So Castleton is a place where I used to run the official Castleton Ghost Tour some years ago, many years ago now, so it's a wonderful, wonderful place. What we're doing is we're heading away from the old village tree village square. It's actually a triangle, which is bizarre, which used to be apparently it used to be a hanging tree, and right next to it just there is a Norman cross. And we're heading up here towards Cavedale, and once we get up onto Cavedale we're going to be heading up, and then on the right hand side is the hill which we'll be going up to. But as it says Cavedale, there's caves up here as well. There's a lot of rental cottages on here now, whereas these should be people's homes. I'm not going to go into too much of the history of the place. This is basically the journey to find a future camp spot where either myself or me and Ian can come and do a camp. So let's get up this side road. It's a very, very quaint place, and I would advise people to come. It's one of the most visited places in the Peak District, and the Peak District is one of the most visited places in the world, which is smashing. I think a lot of people from what people around here call out-of-towners have bought a lot of these cottages and use them as holiday homes, but a lot of that for rental as well. So it's not that, here you can see here, look. So it's not that often you'll get people actually living in these cottages, sadly, which sort of diminishes the local population. Bit sad really. But this is an amazing place, look at this. It's important to lock these gates as you go through, because there are sheep and not wild, but livestock in this area. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome place. Slightly steep on the way up here and quite slippy, so be aware of that if you're coming out here. So it's Cavedale at the back of Castleton. There's more interesting places as well. Blue John Cavern, Peak Cavern, or the Queen called it the Devil's Arse cave, which is a show cave, as is Blue John Cavern, Peak Cavern, and some more. Quite an inspiring location. Quite windy today. It's all up and up and up from here. Beautiful place. This place works as a wind tunnel. It blows you, tries to blow you over. Up there at the back of the castle. So this case of finding something or somewhere up there, put some kind of shelter. Up we go. Loads around here. Right, just up there, I can see it's like it's not a path, but it's a graduated indentation in the hillside. So I'm going to walk up that to the top there. Let's see if we can get okay somewhere. Can you see it? Sorry for the sound, there's nothing I can do. It's just really windy, it's a big wind tunnel. A bit of leg burner on here, especially if I were to bring a Bergen. I've got my bushcraft bag today. See it there, look? Yeah, a bit of leg burner on there. But look, awesome. That there, the back of the castle. And the issue is getting up there with a bag on. In the wind. Look at this old raggedy tree. Smashing. I'll just catch my breath. You can see this piece of fence has been turned into a rope. When I come up here, I'll probably have to do a rope assist. Tie my bag onto a piece of rope and pull my bag up. A bit dodgy going up there unassisted, especially considering you got that behind you. Over 100 foot. So very slippy. Bit dodgy this. Jeez. I should have done it with a bag on. Hang on. See if we can find another route. Just assess it first, because this stone is very slippy, and with it bag on my back, it's pulling me away from rock face. So I'm to be ever so, what's that? Oh wait, got a fence stuck in my trousers. So I'm to be ever so careful what I'm doing. I really don't want to fall down this. I know the rocks are slanting forwards, which is a bit of a downer. I'll come back to you when I've assessed it. Right, I can do it, I think, but you guys are going to have to go in my pocket, I'm afraid. I can't do it while I'm holding a camera. One-handed up here with a bag on your back ain't happening. So, wish me luck. You'll find out if I've fallen down in a bit when I put camera back on. Right guys, I'm halfway up. I'll just put you up there a second. The camera is falling out of my pocket. It's with the bag being on my back. It's pulling me backwards. That's it. Right. Okay guys. Sorry about the camera handles everybody. Bear with me. Fun bit comes getting down. Ian, if you're watching, That's going to be an interesting one. Oh, there's a group of people decided to watch. We've got a group of people down there now. And we've got barbed wire here at the top, so careful, careful. No new to barbed wire, are we? Got urbex in. Right. Get myself up here, we are. Been blown over edge. Right, so that's the result. It's always harder with a bag on your back to get up that. So, right, I've just found this down here. Is there a possibility that this goes into the castle itself? Possible camping spot. Oh yeah. Oh, we've got bats. Awesome. That's a pretty cool place, that. So you get your face in. Yep. That's underneath the castle. So, cracking. So once you get up here, I mean that's a perfect place down there, isn't it, to camp. So we've got this camping spot here. So continue up here. It is windy, but once you've got your shelter up, I don't think you can have a fire light, but you can use as BCB cookers. I'll come up here onto the side of the castle itself. Cracking. Yeah, that's a little bit ominous. On the other side is Peak Cavern, which is a sheer drop, ridiculously high. There's a couple of climbers that have just gone up other end of there, which is an option. But I think if we bring a bit of rope, we can rope assist each other up here. Because that were a little bit dodgy, to be honest, coming up here with a rucksack, a Bergen. You won't be able to get up with a Bergen on. And that's into the grounds of Peveril Castle. As you can see. And obviously that's not an hole that I won't go through. I hope we go into the castle at night, would I? No, of course not. Right, step down these. If people are doing stuff like this, please, 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 please be careful. Don't do what I do, because a lot of stuff I do is very dangerous. I do a lot of stuff on my own as well, which again, not advisable. If you have an accident, you're on your own, etc, etc, and you don't want to be in that situation. So down there, in the bottom of that valley, is Peak Cavern. As I mentioned, the Devil's Arse. And this is a perfect camp spot to put a couple of bivvies. It's out of the wind, uses BCB kits. Just see a look. It's a sheer drop straight off the edge of there. Excellent. So Ian won't be climbing around there. Perfect view. What an awesome view from up here. In a minute I'll be finding a bit of wood. And we'll be making the Peveril spoon. Alright guys. Hopefully anyway. You're going to like this here. And again down there is that cave, which is another option for camping if we wanted to, for future reference. So Ian's going to sit down now, find a bit of wood, probably have a cup of coffee if I'm in mood, and then go with this spoon. But it's a case of finding an appropriate piece of wood. There's some deadfall here, but it's quite old. Something nice I can use. I'll come back to you when I find something. Yeah? So I'll be honest, I can't find much in the way of new wood. This is the bag I'll be carrying up. It's got my bushcraft stuff in, so it's rather heavy, which made it difficult coming up that little rock face. I've got what I need in here. There's no camping gear. Oh, well, there is. I've got my shelter, and I've got my ground sheet, etc. I'd need a sleeping bag. That's about it. First thing I need. Oh, see ya. First thing I need is my saw, because I'm going to go and saw a piece of wood off. We're going to see what's inside the wood. Yeah, come with me. Let's go and have a look. Right, so we're looking here. Look at this bit of old wood. I'm not going to chop out off a tree, because there are trees up here. I'm not going to chop out off. We need to find a piece of something. Let's have a look. This is old, like, but let's have a look what's inside this, shall we? Unless you have a look, you don't know. So we're taking off about there. Was my Laplander, now it's got my oak handle. Alright, yeah, now look, it's quite solid inside. So cut it there and cut it there. See, all this wood here we can use for as little burners as well. So there you go. Yeah, and these bits of wood we could use, chop them up and use them on as BCB fires. So this is going to be the Peveril spoon. Right, so I've got my axe. So I'm going to basically find the spoon inside the wood. Always remember, work away from yourself. This is an old tree stump. The beauty of this axe is I can go right up on it. I've got to be careful for time here, so I'm going to do as much as I can, because I certainly ain't going down that rock face, it's dark. Having sharp tools is important, because it leads to having less accidents. You're not having to overwork. There's a little bit of rot in there, nothing I'm going to worry about. Yeah. A few knots. Sorry. Sorry about that. Hit your back. That wind is blowing everything all over. I'm looking down the back here to create this. I like to make things from locations I'm at simply because this tree will have grown in this location, so it's part of the infrastructure of the place. If that makes any sense. So I've hardly even marked that at all, even, you know. So I'm aware of where my axe is going all the time. With any wood, you get movement in the wood as well. Time of the year I can see the light dropping. I have to be very careful of the light because I can't go down that hill again. I might get up there and over the top, we'll have to see. I don't fancy going down that rock face again in the dark, that's the problem. But it's a perfect place to be if you want to do stealth camping because there's nobody else here. Right, so we've got that. So what I want to do is I'm going to take the edges off. There's no rush with this really. Got to be enjoyable. If I end up having to finish it at home, surely down to time. People don't realise how it does take me quite a while to make a spoon. And all the time I'm looking where the spoon's going, what I want to do with it, what kind of spoon it's going to be. And I'm already seeing the shape I'm after. can't work with the grain. No point fighting against the grain. But what we'll do here is we'll create the stencil for the spoon and then finish it off later. See where it's going? Starting to get some kind of shape. That's going to be it, like that. So I'm leaving all that room on the end. You can take it off, but you can't put it back on. There's the thing. And if the grain goes in the middle, you lost your spoon. You see, also I'm not just hitting forward, I'm slicing as I'm going. I use it like a big knife basically. You can see where that's going now, can't you? So I'm going to go from, I could do more with the axe, but why bother? See, I could work in on it like this. Because it is very sharp and it holds its edge, this as well. Very sharp indeed. So around my neck I got my bushcraft knife, so let's... Sorry guys. It's that wind! The wind! Get you back. So around my neck got my bushcraft knife. There, you see the spoon coming through. Before I go any further I make sure I put my axe away. I wipe everything off the axe, get the moisture off, pop the axe in there. All my crook knife and everything else is in there. What the fuck, I've got some a thorn stuck in the middle of. So now I'm going to literally sit down like this, get you around here. Take that off, put it in my pocket, don't leave anything about, and I'm going to start whittling. Don't work with a knife towards you unless you know what you're doing, because there's too many people having accidents. And I'm going to just work away at that till I get the shape that I want, because this again, very sharp. No point working with blunt tools, people, not worth it. Always in control of the knife all the time, yeah? I never mark anything up when I'm doing up like this. I like it sort of to evolve, to create itself. What a place to make a spoon! In the shadow of a castle where they made wooden spoons. All them hundreds and hundreds of years ago. I wonder if there's any spirits of the past looking down at me now, trying to tell me if I'm doing wrong. Because them guys really knew how to make a spoon. Very clever. This castle was made to defend the mines here, where a lot of villagers built up around castles, because castles were seen to be a defensive point. So the castle was built around a location and a village built up around that. Well, Blue John was found here many, many years ago, and a lot of people have tried fighting for the rights to have it. So by building a castle, they basically protected the mines up here and the people. and the village. And in Peak Cavern there used to be a sort of community of hermits who used to make rope, and people used to stay away from them because they believed that if they saw the ropes when they were made, they'd be hung within 12 months, which is quite scary. Urban legend and folklore back then were the stories of the day, so people literally lived by them. So you had two communities living in the same place, or maybe three: people from the castle, people from the village, and people from the hovels which were built inside Peveril Castle. And I advise anybody to go to Peveril Castle and Peak Cavern and go and have a look. And Blue John, the Blue John Caverns, it shows you where the Blue John came out. I'm not going to do a crazy amount on this because we want to have a bit more of an adventure, but you can see that we're creating the shape of that spoon. Again, I'm still watching the grain because at this point it's very easy to go straight through the handle. And as you can see, I'm going quite rough at the moment. Just getting the shape. See how the spoon's coming on? So what I'm doing here is I'm using that's securing the knife. I'm using my thumb, sorry, the hand to secure the spoon, but I'm also using that thumb as the energy to push the knife. So muscle memory is telling me where the spoon is, where the knife is, what my hands are doing. I'm away from the blade, which is why when I'm working I generally cut myself so little. I think I've cut myself once in the entire time I've been doing bushcraft. And it's a learning process, because when I first started making, and I'm certainly not the best at making spoons, but when I first started making spoons, they were very rough. And they should turn out quite nice once it's done. Just don't have the time with the light, because the time of year to get it all done just here. Well, at least we've got it started. And I might get it to a point and then bring it back on the adventure when I come next time and finish it off. I think Ian's got a spoon he needs to finish as well. So you need to be checking out Ian and Ian's fantastic adventures, and you need to subscribe so you'll get to see the video when I've got a thorn in there and it keeps catching me. The video when it comes along. Thank you for coming on this adventure with me. I love having you along. I'd have been here anyway. This is what I do for my hobby. Work hard, play hard. And I also go out and do the other stuff with Ian, which is crazy. Totally different aspect. It's just built around having fun. And it's so therapeutic, it's almost a form of meditation, because you're concentrating your effort on one thing. So it takes away all your troubles of the day, your worries that you got, financial issues, work problems. All you're concentrating on is creating the form of the spoon. And over time it creates, and then it just disperses and dismisses all the problems in your head, etc. And then when all that's done, eventually, I will get the crook knife out and hollow of the spoon out, the bowl of the spoon. Can I wish Lee Harrismith, I know it's a bit belated, matey, a very, very happy birthday. Now, Lee Harrismith has been watching the channel for a long time, and he's a genuine gentleman. He's a very nice person. I meant to get him a card, but I've just been so busy with work and everything, I just didn't get a chance. So that's why he didn't get a card off me, Lee. But I want to say thank you to you for motivating me. You've said that I motivated you in the past, but you've also motivated me, not only by watching the videos, but there's been times when I've been at a very low ebb and we've had some conversations, because I think a lot of the time me and Lee find ourselves psychologically in the same place. So I can understand Lee, and Lee, I think, tends to understand me when I'm spitting my dummy out and going on strange mood swings. He's understanding the mindset of what's happening. So a very happy birthday to you, Lee, and I'm very pleased you've found yourself a life partner now, and you've got a beautiful child. or children now, because the lady that you're with has got a beautiful daughter as well. And it's good to see that you're in a good place, matey. I'm absolutely chuffed for you. So keep your chin up, mate. Keep moving forward. Stay positive. And I'm glad, or at least from what I can see on Facebook, you had an absolutely belting birthday. Helped along by your family and people who love you. Alright, pal. I suppose I better sing your happy birthday, aren't I, really, considering? Happy birthday to Lee. Happy birthday to Lee. Happy birthday, Leah Smith. Like that. Happy birthday to you. There you go, matey. I didn't want to let you down, you know. And I keep on with my spoon. Top marks. It's getting there. We're going to leave it at that for now. Of course, it's getting dark and I don't want to find myself on the top of a hill that I can't get up in the dark because I'm obsessed with a spoon. Alright, guys? He says, carrying on. That's me all over. Right, that's going in my pocket. We can see the spoon is being born. Wipe it down, keep your blades clean. Sheath back on, back around the neck. Leah Smith, cracking bloke, cracking bloke. Right, if I went on my own, I would quite happily get back down there. Now, let me show you. Can you see the problem? It's literally just a sheer drop straight down there. Now I would do that. What I'd do is I'd hang that piece of wire, I'd hang my bag on that, lower it down and then just climb down while I'd being assisted. The problem is I am on my own. If I was go skittling down there, I'd go straight down that hill and that's a long way. Right down, but you see some dogs there. It's about 150 foot, probably put more. So what we're going to do, we need to have a go up that, but I think I found a better route. You see, when we're here, we can camp here and we can go down there into that cave, check that out with torches on. We can probably go a little bit of an urbex in the castle, as long as we keep a low profile, don't get in trouble. We can't have a fire, but we've got us bushcraft cookers. There's a BCB kit, but here look. It goes up there, up there, up there, up there, and we could bust. Can't see why I can't just get round there, so here we go. Oh. It's all about safety, you know what I mean? I've just nettled myself right under my chinny chin. We're still got to be careful here because that drop down there, it's got to be 1,000 foot. If anything, it's very, very far. If I went off there, there'd be no video, put it that way. So we're just working our way up the edge of here on a precipice, actually literally. In the hope of getting on the top of here. And I want to take this nice and steady. One false move. If you've got vertigo, you ain't doing this, put it that way. That is not going to happen for you if you've got vertigo. Not in a million billion years. So, and it's the counterbalance of the bag which is the problem. So, and all it takes is a slip. Don't do this, people. I'm having to work my way around this tree. Just takes a slip. Now what I do is I focus on where I'm going and not the hill. Does that make sense? Because this bit here literally just slips straight off. So go across here, put my foot there, to these roots here. That makes sense, and get a good grip. And then work my way across this bit to somewhere, I'm not sure yet. The problem will happen, sorry about you can't see anything, but I think I'm getting there, aren't I? Right. Trying to get my foot in somewhere there. The problem that happens, you can't see out, can you? The problem that occurs is people freeze. So I'm literally on the edge of this now, so people freeze and their arms and legs, I've got that now, their arms and legs literally stop functioning properly because the peripheral nervous system starts feeding back. Now there's notes for me to hold on now, so I really have to concentrate. The peripheral nervous system starts feeding back and your brain goes into panic, and you start going wibbly wobbly legs, etc, etc, and you lose all energy in your arms and legs. So we've got up here and just have a look back. So there, let's sit down on here. That's what we just watched, and it's 1,000 foot at least, straight over the edge of this. Stupid thing to do, but it isn't climbing down there. Now I've got this grassy bank to get back up, so again I'm having to be careful because grassy banks are renowned to take people. Oh, here we go. And the game's never over till it's over, so you make sure you get right over the top. Woo! So, in hindsight, let's have a nosy back. It's so easy, literally so easy to die. So it goes, if you look down there, I've just walked across the edge, and the houses in the bottom of the hill look like little matchstick houses, and believe me, that goes straight down top to bottom. I'm also aware of that wind because I once got picked up about 7 inches off the ground by a wind and I had a full Bergen on. Shows you the power of the wind. And there you go, Peveril Castle. If anything, that were exhilarating. So I knew all it took was for me to miss me a footing with my hand and I'd have gone. And that would have been game over. Some people say, is it worth it? I'm now going adrenaline rush, so to be honest, yeah, for me it was. For someone else, maybe not. And we've still got the stencil toe, the Peveril spoon. Not bad. Well, I've just done a little bit of video for Ian Ninian's Fantastic Adventures group. The light's dropping now, so it's a case of making the move. Got to work my way through this barbed wire now. It never ends, does it? So, oh, it's alright, there you go, look. They've made attempts to stop people getting up here because it's literally lethal here. But it really is a good place to camp. Makes a good video and a good experience for us all. Trying up without taking anything off myself, that's it. So I'm going to get some photos and hopefully put them on the end of here. Because from here, over there, you can see it's past. Just a minute. Sorry about the wind. That's Mamtor Mountain. Right, yeah. Little Mamtor. Winnings Pass. Hope Valley. Then Loose Hill and Winnell over there. On the other side of the hill is Edale. And Castleton down in the bottom of the valley. So we're going to head over the top here now. So we can get Gans stuck. Find somewhere I can get myself a tea, coffee, whatever. You wait till it gets very bleak up here. Gonna love it up here. I've got to find somewhere that's wind. Absolutely awesome. Right, so where's north? We know the sun comes up in the east, over there. No, the sun goes down in the west, over there. So, there's your north, straight up top of Edale. There's your south. So, I'm looking for a little place now where I can just sit behind a wall or something, get myself a nice cup of tea. Something very nice and earthing and oldie worldy about being here. Something very, don't have fires on the moors. This is grass behind a wall, there's nothing else to catch fire to, and it's been raining, so I'm not worried, but just do not have fires on the moors. Oh, do you remember him? Me duck hook. I love me duck hook. Come on, where are you? See, this is the spoons that I use myself. Hoping you can see. It's getting dark now. They're the spoons I use myself. So I'm having to fight against time a bit here. Fun thing is I've got no torch. Not bad. Not bad. Natural light, that's what we want, people. Bit of natural light. Oh, that's gonna go like a darling. You can generally feel for the good stuff. Like that. Some of that in. There we go. Right. Turn the bag there. Turn this to that angle. Get my knife out. Remembering where everything is, especially in the dark, guys. Can you see? Can you see this? I don't know if you can even see. Don't need to. We're missing everything. Hang on a sec. The tripod's suffering just lately for some reason. This is what Fire Steel Friends comes in handy. God, sweeties. That's a funny handle. Oh, hang on. I always get the wrong side at Fire Steel at Ferricium Road. Go on. Little go. There you go. Just a bit of an awkward angle. We've got winds playing games. Here we go. That'll go now. Right, now we're off. I can put everything away. So it's like I'll be walking off in the dark. Spooky, spooky. Spooky, spooky. Look, Ian's having his cup of coffee. I'll tell you that for now. Oh, sorry again. Oh, sorry guys. It's this tripod. It's it's playing up. Ian's silly tripod. It's my little grate. That goes straight back around my neck so I don't lose it. As the light darkens, you've got to be so careful that you put everything away. Everything goes away. Otherwise you will lose things. There we go. Look at that little devil go. And you really don't want to be losing major parts of your gear. Especially when you've got no torch. Oh, I'm going to smell nice after this. That's enough for me. Just let that do its thing. If I can avoid some of that smoke. My tea bag. I'm going to pop that in because it's an herbal tea. Take your rubbish with you as well. Important, important. Didn't need me spoon after all. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about. Getting up here, even though it's going dark, I can have my cup of coffee. I've started making a spoon. We've seen an amazing place. I found a cave that we can use. And I'm having a cup of coffee and I've enjoyed it. I've genuinely enjoyed it. Got a few photographs and I've built some memories, and it's healthy. And it's exercise. And that's what it's all about. That's what we should be doing. Sitting in your living room, going to work, eating cheap food, not going out, not exercising. It's not good for you. You're not designed for that. You're not designed for it. You're literally not designed to do that. Nature never intended us to sit in houses. Just to go to a pub and just drink alcohol and toxify ourselves. We're meant to be out here, in this. And I get out as much as I can. And me and Ian get out as much as we can. And we try to motivate you guys to get out as much as you can with both channels. Because that's all we can do. We can't literally get older people by the scruff of the neck and drag them out. All we can do is attempt to motivate people by making these videos and giving people ideas, showing people what gear that they can use, etc, etc. Look at this. Look at this. Do you know how much this cost me? The fuel. Right, that's tea done. It's now time. I've cleaned everything away, no marks or anything. It's now time to get back on move because it's getting really dark and I need to be able to find fences, etc, etc. So I don't know if you can see anything down there, but that's my situation. Upward and upward. Right, hang on a minute. It did look a lot better. You can't see much now, you can see it wall. Up there you can see them trees on top. That looks like a bit of a place to camp and all possibly. But you can't see it. I ain't brought a torch. I don't always take a torch. I like to be able to use my natural night vision. So we're coming down to the bottom of this little gully now, back into the valley. Sorry it's so dark. End of the day, it's not all about the video. I like to get at you a little bit more natural and utilise my own night vision where I can. Here we go. Oh, you can't really see much at all there, can you? Sorry! And all that. Oh, you see. And then it's good to get up here in the dark. It really is, because it gives you a different aspect of the whole place. If you're here in the day all the time, it can get a little bit mundane. People get a bit bored, oh we've done that, we've done that. Well, you can go back to the same places and do it all in dark. And it gives you a whole new feeling for the place. Now this is a bit of scramble down here, it's just rocks and it's not a good idea doing this particular one in dark. But there are a lot of places where you go to dark, it just feels totally different. A perfect explanation of that is, or example, is when Ian came with me to Padley Gorge, the first adventure we had. He came up Padley Gorge in the night, gorge scrambling, and he loved it. We went up with torches on. Now, we went the other day, he didn't recognise hardly anything. You couldn't recognise it because he'd done it in the dark, and then he went back in the day. But it works the other way around as well. If you go in the day and then go back in the dark, the place has a more maybe ominous or interesting feel about it. And you get more of a sense of being alone, which is nice, which I like anyway. So there's no point me showing you this because you're just not seeing anything. I can see fine. I've got particularly good night vision for some reason, which I take full advantage of. Hey guys, I'll get back to you when I'm at the bottom because it's a bit of the Antelbrecker this. Alright, we're coming back down through the bottom of Cave Dale, through the little crevasse, down through the cottages. It's like someone's home in this one. It's a very quaint old village, Castleton. Very nice, especially at night. It gets a bit busy in summer, but if you come up in winter months, I think it holds more mood. It's got a better mood to it in winter. So go down and look at the Norman Cross while we're here, and we'll take a walk down Main Street towards the Castle Hotel, where I used to run ghost hunts years ago. I can see there are some residential houses where people actually live. You can tell the difference. Some really nice little cottages. Some people are getting ready. It's only 5:30. The old hanging tree. Down there is said to be the ghost of a little girl who got knocked down by a horse and cart. Got the Norman Cross just there. I'm not going too much into the paranormal side of things. What I am going to do is go on and get some photographs for you guys and put them on as a photo album at the end, just to give you the emphasis to get out there and do a little bit of enjoying yourselves, let's just say. There's a chip shop just down there, very nice chip shop. Right guys, I'll get some photos for you, alright?